Afternoon, this is part 2 of our pizza dough. I've had the pizza dough sitting in the refrigerator for 24 hours. Pulled it out about 45 minutes ago, so just let it reach close to room temperature, 45 minutes to an hour, let it sit out before you start. Going to start off, get our measuring cup, and we are going to zero this out. Make sure it's set to grams. We are going to start off with 700 grams of 00 flour. And this is the red bag like I talked about last time. That was a partially used bag from under the batch. So we're at 526 grams. Going to add a little bit more. $702. Take a little bit out. Right at 700. Okay. Going to go ahead and add that to a mixing bowl. Next, we're going to zero out the scale again. And we are going to take some salt. Just using iodized, really doesn't matter. And we are going to do 25 grams of salt. Actually looks like quite a bit, but this is going to make several pizzas. 18, let's see, 21, 22, 24, 25. If you wonder how much 25 grams of salt is, it's quite a bit. That's 25 grams of salt. Add that. I'm going to mix that around, evenly distribute it. Next, we're going to take some olive oil, and that'll be 10 grams. So when you're looking for olive oil, you're looking for right here. First cold pressed. This is the first processing step of olives. USDA organic usually means it's actually real olive oil and not a fake mix or blend. And ingredients: organic extra virgin olive oil. Okay, and we're going to do 10 grams of this. So since I'm adding it to this bowl, a little bit of it's going to stick. So I'll go maybe a gram or two over. Probably do about 12 grams here. 13 should be fine. Add it here. Now still a little bit of residue there, that's why I added the extra gram or two. Next, we're going to do our dough. I'm going to go ahead and add it in there. And I'm using nitrite gloves. Just because I don't want it sticking to my hands. You can do it with your bare hand. That's fine. And now we're going to mix it. Move this scale out of the way. Just putting it in there a little bit. And then lastly, we're going to add 400 milliliters of water. Already measured that out. Just proceed to mix it. We want to incorporate all of the flour. Now that I've made a mess here, I'm going to incorporate all the flour, make sure there's no dry flour left in there. You could use a mixer for this, but it's not too bad. Okay, what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to turn this out on the table, and I'm going to knead it to incorporate the flour. Set my bowl off to the side. Now if I had a larger, if I was using a mixing stand or mixing a mixer, or I had a larger basin, this would be easier to mix together. It was a little sticky, but I'm just kind of tearing it and pressing it on the dry flour. And using it to clean up. What we're doing is we're building up gluten structure in the flour. And this is progressively getting stickier, as you can tell. And then once it's kind of come together, we can grab it by the sides, pick it up, lay it down, fold it, and then we can do it again. Pick it up in the middle, drapes, lay it down, and fold it. Again. As you can see, the dough is coming together a little better. Pick it up again, lay it down, and we'll start to stretch it. Okay. Now I'm going to try to roll it into a ball. Now we're just trying to stretch it to build gluten structure. So by using this 00 flour, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a very light, fluffy, and crunchy crust, similar to a Neapolitan style crust. This would probably be a lot easier to do without gloves. And we're wanting to do this until we start to get a smoother texture. So again, pinch in the middle, droop it, lay it over, and pull. And then I'm just pressing it down, doing it again. And we're just folding the dough that way. Okay, after a few attempts, spin it into a ball. You could go further until you get a smooth texture here, but this isn't the final product of the dough. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to take the mixing bowl again, and then I'm going to add a little olive oil to it. And then we'll coat the inside of the bowl. Pop the camera. Okay. Probably gonna add a little more. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toss the dough in. Clean off my gloves a good bit. Now using gloves, there is a little bit of loss. We're just gonna take the gloves. And a little trick I found out that I like to do is I like to take the bowl and spin it. And I'll take just a little bit more olive oil. I'll drizzle it over there and coat it. And coat the top of it. And then what we'll do is we'll take that, we'll cover it with some cellophane, or if you have a large enough container, because it's going to be a little bit more than double in size. We're going to let it sit for another 24 hours, and I'll get with you on the next video, and we'll continue from there.